Hello and welcome back. Hey kids, to new Marvel Tales. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Happy
Back for one night only.
Happy 4th of July. Well, the day before 4th of July, because we'll do the podcast tomorrow. So happy day before 4th. Happy 4th of July
Yes.
Eve.
Yes.
Make sure you leave out your milk and cookies for Captain America.
Yep.
That's right. Don't let that intro fool you, though. Will Hellfire wouldn't be caught dead within a mile of this episode. But it's me, Phil, and who, of course, is joining me.
Ooh, it's Justin the Owl.
Whoa.
Swooping in to talk about my favorite Captain America story.
Oh, of all time?
Of all time.
Ooh,
this is it.
That's a bold.
This is it.
That's a
this
bold
is really
statement.
The milk and cookies right here.
Exactly. I mean, my favorite. God, I don't think I can narrow it down. But like, it would probably be a Grunwald. But yeah, I don't know if I can narrow it down to just one.
Mm-hmm.
But this
is also attached to like some really treasured childhood memories of mine.
Ah, true.
Because when this came out, like I was 11, I think, and I just remember because this came out in that summer of '89, and was it '89 or '88? 89, yeah. So it was that summer, and it was coming out bi-weekly. So like for a while, I got behind, and I just managed to pick up like 2 or 3 issues at a time to get caught up. But I remember that when I would get the issues, it would be while we were out, like doing some type of summer excursion. Like we were somewhere like really cool and fun, going to the beach somewhere, and stopped, and there was a spinner rack or whatever with this on it. So I remember reading the Bloodstone Hunt that summer while we were doing a lot of really cool, fun stuff by the ocean and like, going on adventures and stuff. So it was like a cool companion for me that summer, which was really, really fun.
Was that? I mean, I don't think kids today would even like realize the joy, like the greatness. Like, did you ever go on a summer vacation as a kid and like you were like run into a comic book shop, which was far from your home, which you had never gone in, and you may not have ever gone in it again, and you like find back issues you had never been able to find before.
Totally, or brand new ones.
Yes.
I could never find on the spinner rack, and that's actually one of the places that I got some of these issues of the Bloodstone Hunt. There was a comic book shop that I only managed to get to a couple of times because it was in this town that was really far away, and it was like a tourist trap town that we only got to every so often, and yeah, I remember getting like 2 of the issues during our excursion there, and being so excited. Like, oh, nice.
Yeah, so '89, that was a big summer, man. Yeah, Bloodstone Hunt, Batman movies out. I mean,
I know. Yeah, it was crazy. So much cool stuff that summer. It was great. That was one of my favorite. I remember that summer with fondness. The summer of '89 as being really like one of my favorite childhood summers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're 11 years old in 1989, as we were. There was no better summer.
Absolutely, it was the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's when entertainment was good, kids.
That's right.
Oh, my Lord. But I told you I was going to make you feel old. I'll make you feel old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the new Captain America #1 by Chip Zdarsky came out today.
Oh, this is a brand new #1.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a flashback story to right after Cap comes out of the ice,
Okay.
Right around 9/11.
What? No.
Yes.
Oh no!
I mean, if present day is 2025, I mean, he came out of the ice like 24 years ago. So,
wow. So they were going to have him be in that ice for.
That's what I said. The only retcon you have to do with Captain America is keep sliding that he was in the ice longer and longer.
Yeah. So for 60, 70 years? Oh my God.
I guess. Yeah. Because remember, Stan and Jack originally brought him back in the 60s. He was only in there for 20 years. Now
I know. Yeah. It's a little nap.
Uh-huh.
He's pulling a Rip Van Winkle now. Jeez.
Yeah. And I guess they're going to be sending him against Dr. Doom for the first time. So
this is just a cold up reboot.
I mean, I guess not a full reboot, but again, we are retconning how long he stayed in the ice.
His first encounter with Dr.
Oh my
Doom,
God!
Like we're going back a ways.
I know. Well, like I said, it's when he first comes out, like right after the Avengers find him and comes out of the ice. Yeah,
like Steve Rogers year 2 or whatever.
And I
If you
hope,
consider year one all the World War II stuff.
yeah, and I hope Chip is doing
Oh,
something where
I don't know.
Cap goes to Thunderbolt Ross and kind of tells him he wants to like work with the military again, and I don't like when Cap works with like straight up like a shield agent or with the military. I want superhero. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
Chip is just trying to telling the story of, oh hey, this is why Cap didn't go back full time with the military.
Oh, because he went through a bad experience.
Maybe, yeah.
He got jaded. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Well, it seems like it also seems like they might be doing something. And again, they've done this before, like especially like in the early 2000s with Dan Jurgens. But it seems like the military may be giving their own, trying to give their own version of the super soldier serum to somebody. Yeah. So
yeah. But doing their bargain basement version.
But I'll tell you what made me feel really old when Cap's talking to Reed Richards trying to get intel on Doom, and he says, "Oh, my father used to worship you and tell me all these stories about you. I used to play with your figure when I was like 8 years old."
Oh no,
Reed Richards. I was like, "Oh God."
Jeez.
I was like, "Don't tell me we're older than Reed Richards now, please. Don't tell me we're older than Reed Richards now."
Yeah, they keep making him look younger and younger, man.
Man, he's the new Aunt May.
I guess it's weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense when you have control over the molecules of your body. Like,
oh yeah, he kind of tells
you can make yourself look younger. I get it, but
yeah, I mean, he kind of tells Cap that's like his like secret identity, kind of sorta is that he can, he can like alter his face when he goes out, so people, because someone even like tries to come up to them and say, "Oh hey, aren't you Mr. Fantastic?"
Yeah,
like, no, I'm just some
Fantastic.
guy. And he makes his face look all like older and
No, I'm John Krasinski.
Oh, nice.
Should make himself look like John Krasinski.
I don't know. That might not work out too well for him.
Yeah, well, you know.
Might get some dead. But again, I mean, I like Chip's stuff, and hopefully, yes, like I said, I hope this is going to be the explanation of why Cap doesn't work with the military in present day as much. But
yeah, that'd be cool. Who's the artist?
Oh, it's
somebody new.
Let me look it up because maybe I can show you the cover here on my phone. But I liked it, the art and everything. Let me see. I think you would find it biscuit worthy.
Oh, really? All right.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't. Let's see. We have. Of course, anytime I put in Captain America #1, it gives me like, oh hey, Captain America, the first Avenger. No.
Yeah. Do you want one of these 5 or 6 other comic books that there's been in the last 20 years?
I mean, it brings up the movie. I was like, no, I don't want the movie.
Yeah, but there's been a ton of Captain America #1s.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years. There's been a ton of them.
Oh, Valerio Shaidi.
Oh, okay. I never heard of him.
I've heard of him. I can't remember where his work's from, but no, I mean it's
good. All right.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is there any?
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Like I said, it's good. I usually like Chip stuff, so.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, because J. Michael Straczynski was writing them until like the last 5 months. Of course, they ended Steve's Captain America series and put out Sam Wilson for 5 months around the time that movie came
around
out.
The movie. Yeah, sure.
Which I had no problem. I like Sam, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
do we have to like, hide Steve away while we're doing a Sam miniseries? I'm like, can't we have
Well,
both?
that's the way it is now, man. With the movies coming out, that takes precedence.
Corporate synergy.
Yeah, that's the priority, is the cash cow.
I guess. Remember, kids, we haven't seen him since Old Man Steve Rogers, so.
Yeah.
Again, man, they left a lot of them so open because I watch Endgame anytime it's on TV. Remember, kids, at that funeral, we never saw Tony Stark's body. After the battlefield, we never saw Tony Stark's body. So,
yeah.
So if in case Disney's ever, well, he is coming back as another character, but if Disney ever wanted to drop like $1 billion on him and have Robert Downey Jr. come back as Tony Stark,
why not? Just cut him a blank check at this point. He'll do it.
You want to be a partner? We'll make you a partner.
Yeah. Executive producer.
All right, should we get to the Bloodstone Hunt?
Yes.
I swear
Let's hunt some bloodstones.
I swear on some shows we stretch when there's like bad issues, but these aren't bad issues. I'm like, I don't know what we're waiting on.
Far from it. These are amazing.
That's right. All right. All right. So yeah, this first issue is the first issue is going to be kind of weird because
they did something weird with this one.
Yeah, it was the first half of the issue was the end of another story, and then the Bloodstone Hunt doesn't start till the second half of this issue. So
and Captain America's not even in there in much of this.
I remember seeing the ad for this, and I was like, before I even read the issue, I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
I know, yeah. I was reading this regularly, so I knew what was going on. But when they did this sudden shift in the middle, I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Well, it was like I was still with the mercy of the spinner rack, so it was like I was catching up with the Teen Cap stuff, like probably a month or two behind. And so I saw an ad, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" in Bloodstone?
That story's brutal, man. That Teen Cap story where he gets beat up by all the Sisters of Sin.
Oh my god, yeah, that's funny.
Crazy.
Oh my god, we need something weird to review. We should review that. Yeah, because again, it's like Bernie comes to Steve, and it's like, oh, was it her sister is like disappeared?
Her sister, her niece, or something. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's the sister because I think the sister only made like one or two appearances during like JMD Mateus's run, and of course, Grunwald being the master of all Marvel knowledge was like, yeah, hey,
whatever happened to that sister? Well, this is what happened to her.
So
she got sucked into the hate camp.
Exactly, and Cap has to go undercover, but it's all teenagers, so he has Cersei like de-age him, but he doesn't have the serum, and like you said, he gets the crap beat out of him until eventually, like, his body he regains his adult super soldier body, and then at the end, Bernie's like, "Oh no, they were just following the Grateful Dead. They weren't there."
They're taking some of Mephisto's mushrooms.
Ah! Oh, they wish. They wish.
Nothing will ever be as good as Mephisto's mushrooms.
1989.
Nothing will ever be as good as Mephisto's mushrooms.
That's right.
Oh,
They're timeless. They're timeless.
And then, of course, I love Cersei's like, I did you a favor, Cap. You could do me a favor. She was like,
Daddy. Daddy. Yes, Daddy.
I was going to say, I don't think we got the full effect last time.
Daddy.
Good Lord. Whose wagon we hitched our star to, Justin? Oh. All right, so we got the conclusion of that Teen Cap story, but yes, the second half was the Bloodstone Hunt, and of course, yes, the end, the beginning, whatever, was Captain America 357 from September 1989 cover date. All right, so and again, it's so weird. It says Bloodstone Hunt Part 1, but meanwhile, it says the Bloodstone Hunt Prologue.
I know. Very interesting the way they did this one.
Yeah, because there's a quick. Oh no, there's no synopsis, but the solicit synopsis tells you about the Teen Cap thing, and then it says the prologue of the 6-part Bloodstone Hunt. Diamondback must stop both Baron Zemo and Batroc's Brigade from stealing the skeleton of Ulysses Bloodstone.
Yes. Yeah, so basically, listeners, that's what happens. Baron Zemo has teamed up with Batroc's Brigade, whom we haven't seen actually since around issue 300, I think. It's been a while.
Yeah. It was like
we saw these guys.
Yeah, I think this is their first appearance during Grunwald's run. Yeah.
I think, together, yeah, but they had appeared.
Yeah.
I can remember Machete's story around issue 300 something, 305 or 6 or something.
Yeah, but Grunwald's first issue wasn't 307 or 308. That's what I'm saying. I think this is the first Grunwald where they're all together. Yeah, so it's been
Yeah.
It's probably been at least 50 issues since these guys appeared as a group and stuff. So
definitely, yeah. And at the time, I didn't know about them because I hadn't read those earlier issues yet. So this was my introduction to them. I was like, "Ooh, these villains! I've never seen these guys before." But I knew obviously who Zemo was because from the Avengers Under Siege story, when him and the Masters of Evil put the boots to the Avengers, and I love this bit of continuity here because he's still got a neck brace on in this.
Oh
from
yeah,
after he fell off the side of the Avengers Mansion at the end of that.
and he's really not getting like physical, like in the fight and in the fights and stuff
No,
either.
he
Yeah.
is letting them do all the heavy lifting here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we
If
have
anyone
this-
knew the continuity, it was Grunwald.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a full continuity deep dive here as well.
Oh, with Ulysses Bloodstone and everything. Yeah.
Because as soon as we're introduced to Tristan Macabre, who's this medium, the psychic that they employ to help them, he just puts his hand on the rib cage, and all of a sudden we're treated to this massive backstory of Ulysses Bloodstone,
Mhm.
going all the way back to when he was a monster hunter throughout the centuries. And then he ran afoul of a group called the Conspiracy, who tried to carve the bloodstone out of his chest. Side note too about Ulysses Bloodstone. One of the fantastic podcasts that I follow, the Bronze Age Monsters podcast, with Matt and Jacob last year, I think it was. They did the whole Ulysses Bloodstone stuff. They covered all
Oh
of it.
yeah.
And that was super fun to go through that chronologically. I love that.
Was that like Marvel Premiere or something?
Something like that. One of those, yeah. It was one of those no-name books that they had just whoever appear in.
Like after an arc, another character
Yeah.
shows up. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so that stuff was really cool. I'm a sucker for all that old Marvel monster crap. But I loved that reference to Ulysses Bloodstone was cool. And then Diamondback runs afoul of them and unfortunately gets defeated because she's outnumbered severely.
Oh yeah.
And they hack out a piece of Ulysses Bloodstone's rib cage to use as kind of like a divining rod to find the rest of the Bloodstone shards.
I know. And then just the creep factor of the villains. You know, they capture Diamondback, and is it is it Machete or is it Zarin who's just like, oh, we got to kill her? Oh, what a waste.
Yeah.
With something else on his mind, yeah.
Machete says, he goes, I know what I'd like to do.
Mhm.
Oh God, yeah.
But
We
again,
gotta
I
have
mean,
nasty villains. We gotta have nasty villains.
they are bad men, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Then they put her in the coffin with the skeleton, and then they drop her down that
Dump it.
Hold it.
Yeah.
and that what is it? Oh God, hold on, I got it on the app, but I think it's like the
That's our
last panel or
cliffhanger.
so. Yeah, and it's like they drop her down the hole, and it's like it falls. The caption even tells it falls for like, oh, here it is. A half hour later, the makeshift coffin is thrown down a deep, dark pit. It falls for over a minute.
Yeah. Think about that.
God, can you?
It's crazy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about you were talking about that podcast you listened to. I was thinking, it's been a few weeks since I listened to it because I'm listening to quite a few podcasts, but I've been trying to catch up with every episode of the Captain America Comic Book Fans podcast.
Oh, okay.
But they were talking like, was it the first appearance or one of the early first appearances of Batroc?
Oh, yeah.
And I guess, it's one of those stand stories. So it's like anytime Batroc's like leaping over the rooftops, he's going, leap, as he's leaping.
Alley-oop.
They just go, leap, leap.
Yeah.
Because 60s kids were stupid. You had to tell them what the character was doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leap.
So funny.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Tristan Macabre. This is his first appearance, I think. And then his only other appearance is at, I think, Captain America, 370 we covered with
the story
Lilith.
that we covered,
Mhm.
where he died at the end of it.
I know. You're like, is he dead? I looked it up. It's like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. He never came back after that story, so I guess that's it.
But yeah, just Diamondback spying on those villains, and then they discover her.
Yeah. And I was glad to see Diamondback again so soon after the Serpent Society story,
Yes.
which appeared not too long before. Mark was great about having characters come back and forth,
Mhm.
like Nomad and Diamondback and D-Man and
Mhm.
Vagabond. He'd have them disappear for a while, and then you'd wonder where they were, and then they'd come back, or have them be gone for years, like Bernie's sister,
Mhm.
like we were saying earlier. whatever happened to Bernie's sister? Oh well, here's what happened.
Who wasn't
He
even
was so
from
good.
Grunwald's run. He was just like, oh,
I
yeah,
know,
remember.
yeah, yeah. But the characters that he had his stewardship over, like Nomad and
Oh, yeah.
D-Man and Diamondback, like he made sure that they were used really, really well.
Oh God, I love. It's Batroc who takes down Diamondback. He like kicks her in the head, and he goes, "Such Lord, such easy woman. 1,000 pardons, man." She's like unconscious. Like,
Yes.
1,000 pardons, mademoiselle.
Yeah, he is embarrassed that he took out a woman. He's so old-fashioned.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that was basically just a prologue for the Bloodstone Hunt, even though it says part
Yes.
1 on the cover.
Right.
All right.
But
So should we
here
jump
we
to the
go.
second one?
Yes. Yeah.
This is, and I have the floppies of these, but I was looking up covers. Yeah, I guess there's a trade of this, and I think they use this for the trade. At least
I
this
think
image
so.
for the trade.
Yeah, the cover. Yeah. Which
Just-
is great. It's a great image to have. for the
Cap
trade.
blocking the spikes coming from the ceiling and the
Yeah.
floor. Yeah,
The caverns of death.
I know. Let's get some Indiana Jones going on here.
That's right. I feel like we should have in this particular and in the another one coming up soon. Another part of the story, we should have some Indiana Jones music.
There's
Egypt.
so much Indiana Jones in in these issues. But it's like, yes, the caverns of death.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
See, sometimes they drag out the stories in the present. I mean, this justifies again, this thing was all over the world.
Yeah. Globetrotting adventure. at the highest
Exactly.
degree.
All right. So, all right, part 2, quote unquote, the first full part. Captain America 358, cover date September 1989. Because remember, we were doing twice a month here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Oh, we forgot to do the credits last time. All right, we'll do it this time.
Oh, whoops. All right.
Oh, but the title, of course, it's Grunwald. Bones of Contention. I think that's on your hard drive.
Part 1 and 2.
Oh my! Oh my! Writer, of course, Mark Grunwald. Penciler, Kieran Dwyer. Inker, Danny Belandi. Colorist, friend of the show, Gregory Wright.
Yes.
Letterer, Jack Morelli. And editor, Ralph Macchio. Oh man, if I had thought ahead, I could have been like, hey, you want to talk about this? The Bloodstone Hunt?
Yeah, I know. I'd love to ask about this.
Oh man, no synopsis. But the solicit was Captain America and Diamondback travel from Subterranea to South America in a desperate attempt to get one of the Bloodstone fragments before Baron Zemo does. Plus, in the backup story, U.S. Agent versus Scourge, Part 1. Scourge is out to
and
kill
we'll
the...
discuss that too.
Yes! Got to kill the
Yeah,
power
yeah.
broker, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and it says, starting this issue, Diamondback partners with Captain America for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Where's she? Okay, so all right, we'll get to this. All right, so yeah, so Cap's following. We see Cap going down into the catacombs, following a signal, signal.
Yes. I don't. Does it? I can't remember. Does it say how long it's been since?
She gave him the transmitter in. Was it
I just
344?
wonder how
I
long she-
think. Yeah. Like when he helped save when Viper was trying to take over the Serpent Society and stuff. Yeah. So it was somewhere within like 342 to 344 range. So
Okay.
so it's probably been at least a year.
Another nice bit of continuity there.
Mhm.
And I love this. We see skeletons of the Mole Man's people down
Oh,
here.
yeah.
This is Subterranea, so we've got links to everything. I love it.
Because he's like, yeah, I feel like they didn't die of natural causes, and that's when all the booby traps start going on.
Yeah. But these spikes coming out. This is like classic, like Indiana Jones with the spikes coming out the pit with the molten lava in it.
I know. Then he tries
More
to leap.
spikes.
Yeah, he tries to leap across, and like the door has more spikes on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you see him
Yeah.
get in some pain, but he's like, but it's they be sharp, but they beat the lava.
Yeah. And he uses it like a makeshift explosive to get his way out of this.
Yeah, because doors are dropping. He doesn't catch like the
Yeah.
second one, and then more ceilings are dropping. Oh yeah, he brought a blasting cap. Yeah, so he blows out the one.
He's
wall.
got a little kit.
Mhm.
His little kit.
Then
Yeah.
he finds that chamber with
Yeah, and this blew my mind the first time I saw this. I was like, "What the hell is this? You've got these dead people in this dolphin, like this dead dolphin in this case." I was like, because I didn't know who the conspiracy were. I had no
Yeah.
idea about this stuff. I was like, "What's this dolphin about?" So I read about the conspiracy afterwards. I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool. I gotta get those."
But I think Grunwald wrote this masterfully, like, where it's like, you know, if you don't care about these people, you're like, okay, some crap went down here. But if you do, you can be like, oh, I got to do my homework and find out what
Yeah,
this is.
exactly. Yeah, it was great.
Because we really don't, like, dwell on it. It's only, like, one page.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
And then he finds Diamondback. They're reunited.
Yeah, because he has to go. He has to go down like another hole because
Yeah.
he finds her in the crate, which he cracks open with his shield.
I wonder how long she was down here for.
Mm.
Does she say?
She says it feels like it's been days, so
Yeah.
maybe it's been, but who knows?
Yeah.
Mm.
Huh. And then they go
She
back up.
she goes, it feels like days. Sorry if I smell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom in this crate, but in the crate, so, you know.
So, yeah, that's when she explains to him about what happened in the prologue and about, you know, they're after the bones of this guy, Ulysses Bloodstone.
As soon as Cap hears that it's Zemo, he's like, oh, shit, all right.
Nazis, I
This-
hate. More
this
Indiana
guy,
Jones. More
yeah.
Indiana Jones. Nazis, I hate these guys.
Well, he especially, like, Zemo's still, like, he's still sore about what Zemo
Oh, he's
did.
second generation evil. He's just like, you
But
killed my father.
But that whole Under Siege thing where, and he doesn't even care about what they did to him, but when they beat the hell out of Jarvis and Hercules
Oh, yeah.
and the Black Knight and like all this other stuff, like he's pissed. He's still pissed at Zemo about that.
Oh, yeah.
So mad. Yeah.
Because, like, even, like, you know, was it 340, you know, like, after that big breakout at the vault, and he, like, as soon as he sees Mr. Hyde, he, like, Cap goes for the throat, and he's like, I'm usually not so rough. He's like, but this is the guy who almost beat Jarvis to death. He's like, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't mess around when it comes to that. Yeah.
So, yeah, Cap's like, you can't take the whole skeleton with us. So he's like, I'll just he grabs the skull. Then Cap's thinking, oh, the name Ulysses Bloodstone sounds familiar. Then he goes back to Avengers Island.
Avengers Island. This is a Hydro base years.
Yep. And then we're starting to see the beginnings of the Avengers support staff here.
Yeah, we've got Fabian. We've got
Was it
Jameson.
Yeah, John Jameson, who's going to be Cap's pilot. Yep. Former astronaut John Jameson.
Former werewolf.
Mm-hmm. Because he even says something about that when they're talking about the Bloodstone. Yeah.
He's like, you said Bloodstone, not Moonstone, right? You said Bloodstone. Just want to be sure about that before we do this.
Just making sure I don't want to get stuck in any hairy situations.
Exactly. He's like, it took me a long time to get cured of that. I'm not going back so soon.
So, I mean, and again, this is a great way, like, Grunwald to, like, you know, give people info dumps where it's, you know, Cap's basically at the computer doing his homework, doing his homework on Ulysses Bloodstone. Yeah.
Avengers database time. Yeah.
And just Diamondback sitting back there, just staring dreamily at Cap.
Yeah. Well, I can't blame her. I'd be doing it.
Oh, my.
God, yeah. All day long.
So, yeah, so Fabian comes in and he says he stuck a radiometer to the Bloodstone's skull so they can track the Bloodstones.
Yeah, a little tracking device.
boy, this is you. Yeah, they're running for the plane and Diamondback by Captain America. Look at that twitchy move.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my!
She's a girl after my own heart.
And then Cap, even calling it back another moment. He's like, if you're going to work with me, you got to promise there's going to be no funny business like that one time from Captain America 319.
Yeah,
remember when they're in the ship? She's like, you want the key? You got to come get it.
Yeah. Scouts on her, she says. Yeah.
So they jump in the plane and I love Cap talking to John Jameson. He's like, do you tell your father you're working for the Avengers? I'm sure he wasn't too happy. And John, it's mostly Spider-Man my old man has a problem with. I actually heard him say a good word about you once. Which, again, I think, I think Spider-Man's had that conversation with Jameson before where it's like, why do you hate me and not others? And, like Captain America, and I think Jonah's even like, well, he's, like, sanctioned by the government. He has government clearance and stuff.
Yeah. He's a respected Avenger.
You're just a dude who put on a mask.
Yeah. He's a member of the Avengers.
So, yeah, Cap's only able to give John, like, a vague direction to go basically southeast.
Yeah. They go to South America.
So then...
And over the jungle.
Yeah, because what John says they're like 20 miles south of the equator.
Mm-hmm.
So
they have to parachute out, and Diamondback is not happy about this.
I know, 'cause there's nowhere to like land, and he's like, you parachuted before? She's like, oh yeah, lots of times. She's like, I love that, her coming down. I hate this.
Oh, it made me laugh so hard.
And then she kind of gets caught up in the trees.
Yeah, she gets knocked out. Yeah.
And keep score, kids. That costume's already starting to rip.
Yeah, it's almost non-existent by the end of this.
Oh, too bad. Biscuit's wearing chainmail. It's not going to rip that easy.
I know.
Mm.
We'll see some skin later on. It's all right.
But then they get down, and Diamondback's thinking about how she wants to show Cap she's an ideal partner, but she's off to a lousy start. How do you keep up with this guy? And then makes the comment, I should have stayed in Australia with the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Atlantis Attacks, kids.
Atlantis Attacks, which we covered.
Yep, from X-Men Annual 13.
Last summer.
Mm.
Go look it up. That was one of our best when we did Atlantis Attacks. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course she trips in the middle of the jungle. She's wearing heels.
Well, yeah, and they found an idol.
Yep.
Sticking up out of the ground. And of course, in short order, they're overwhelmed by warriors.
Yep.
Who take them to a temple.
Yep. And then, they see that, Batroc and Zemo and the other two are all strapped to this wheel on the floor.
Yeah. It's like a mix of, like, Aztec and Incan design. And, they looks like they're going to be sacrificed. Another cliffhanger ending, Phil.
Yeah, because Cap was about to make his move, and then him and Diamondback get blow darted in the neck.
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's Curare, Captain. You'll be paralyzed in seconds.
I'm like, was that Zemo? I'm like, I want to gloat. You're about to die, too.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, but then in the next...
yeah, it's not over yet. We've got more story in this.
Yeah. Also by Grunwald.
Yeah.
But this time pencils by Mark Bright.
Yes, who sadly left us, I think, earlier this year.
Don Hudson inks, Jack Morelli letters, and Mark Siri colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see Scourge, or at least one of them, basically outside the power broker's mansion shooting up his bodyguards.
Yeah.
Then he takes one of their places, and he gets to the house. I guess he goes to the back door and, what is it?
Shoots the cook.
Yeah. And he basically is justifying it to himself. He's like, those in the employ of an evil man must be presumed evil, ma'am. Nothing personal.
Yeah. I call myself the Scourge of the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that the power broker is having a meeting with Vagabond.
Yes.
Who's interviewing for a job.
Because we did discuss this when we covered the U.S. Agent miniseries last episode a few months back. Yes.
Love that.
So, the lights go out, and then the line and everything goes dead, and so he pulls out his walkie-talkie, and the guards are dropping one by one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guards are no match for the Scourge of the Underworld. I mean, they're just cannon fodder at this point.
I love he pulls a 66 Batman. He goes over that statue. The woman pulls the head back, and there's like button or whatever.
Yeah, totally. And who does he have on speed dial?
Well,
U.S. agent.
Well, he has the government because yes, General Hayworth calls U.S. agent at the West Coast Avengers compound. Yeah. So
our steroid supplier is under attack. You better help him.
Oh, that's right. He supplied me with my first steroids. Okay, I'm on my way.
All right, yeah, I remember him.
So yeah,
you never forget your first.
Oh my. So he's last thing we see is U.S. agent on the Sky Cycle headed for the Power Broker's mansion.
Yep.
I love that last panel. Again, if you're not familiar with U.S. Agent, here's how you tell them apart from Captain America. The U.S. agent takes to the air, a grim smile cracking his granite-like face. Somehow he knows he's in for a good fight tonight.
Yeah. There's the difference right there.
Yeah, because Steve Rogers don't look for no fight. Oh, U.S.
No.
agent's looking for a fight.
Yeah, especially this kind of fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, ready for the next part?
I am. Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Keep on cruising.
Hold on. No, I don't want to open my settings. Thank you.
Why not?
Oh, this is another famous cover from the Bloodstone Hunt. Yeah,
one.
them all trapped on the wheel.
Yeah, that could have been on the cover of the collection too.
Oh yeah, the Wheel of Death.
The Wheel of Death.
All right, I have a bad feeling we're not gonna have any synopses, but I'm gonna keep checking.
That's okay.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
Just the stupid solicits. All right. Yeah. So Captain America 359 from cover date October 1989. Wheel of Death. Wheel of Death. It looks like the same team, except I've got a new colorist, Bob Sharon now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe it's just the bi-weekly schedule. People can't keep up with that bi-weekly schedule.
That's true. Yeah.
Twice a month.
And I'm sure that's why they did the backups too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, probably could have did the Bloodstone Hunt in like 3-4 issues.
Yeah.
Backups. Yeah, there's a Bloodstone fragment in South America, and they get to it. Captain America must survive the Wheel of Death. And U.S. Agent vs. Scourge Part 2. U.S. Agent discovers just how deadly Scourge really is. All right, so yeah, the issue starts with, we see Captain Diamondback getting blow darted again, and then get locked on that wheel, and Captain America basically just, he's like, concentrate, get your heart beating faster, pumping harder, you good for nothing warhorse. He's trying to work that curare out of his system as quick as he can.
Yeah. And we have one of the greatest sequences here when all of the warriors have their spears positioned and ready to release them.
And the chief or whoever's just like spear whoever's closest to you, throw to whoever's closest to you.
Yeah, and Steve manages to save Zemo like right in the nick of time.
Oh yeah, because there's a spear going right for Zemo's. He's gonna hit him like right between the eyes,
right in the face.
Even with the mask on, you see the eyes get all big and stuff.
Yeah, and he basically faints because he came so close to death.
Oh yeah, because Steve snaps his one arm free and then grabs the spear right. It's like inches from Zemo's face.
Yeah. And then this is the best too. He takes that one spear and uses it to deflect all of the other ones in one fluid motion.
Yep. Then he rips his other arm free, so now he's holding two spears, and then he uses those to crack the manacles on his feet, and then he just starts throwing the blunt end of the spears at the warriors up above.
Yes, because he knows that that's enough to take them out. Yeah, and it's great. This is one of my favorite parts right here, this fight between him and all these warriors, because it's just so well done. And the artwork too. It looks really dynamic and real. It doesn't look like, cartoony typical comic book artwork. It's really flashy and grandiose. This looks actually like how they would actually be fighting for real.
Mm-hmm. The Blue Devil is inhuman. What do we do?
Yeah. They think he's not human. Yeah.
Well, they're smart. They're like, take the Devil's Star Disc away quickly.
Star Disc. Yeah.
So yeah, Cap's leaping out of the pit, but he's like, I still feel that curare.
Yeah.
I love it. He's like telling Diamondback's still tied down, but he's like, don't worry. He's like, be back in a minute. Keep an eye on the Bloodstone.
Yeah. And of course, Zemo and Batroc's Brigade have left.
Yeah, but not before they're like, free us.
Yeah.
So Cap's like, he has to fight like a berserker, so that distracts those warriors so they don't think to throw more spears into the pit.
Yeah.
So he's fighting them off, and then guess these guys never heard of judo.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that fight. It's so great.
And the one takes his shield, but then he trips him up with another spear. He also had the Bloodstone skull, which Cap grabs, so it doesn't break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he gets back to the pit, and Diamondback's the only one left.
Comes Diamondback out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how the villagers get machine guns. I still forget. I'm still so spotty about this part because when they're going up the ladder,
Yeah.
they're getting like arrows and spears slung on them, but then a couple of the warriors have like M16s.
Yeah, it's weird. I like no explanation.
Like maybe they killed some soldiers that wandered in there and took their guns or something, but I don't know.
Or unless Zemo and his gang threw some to them while they were leaving. They're like, yeah.
Oh yeah, here have these. Have fun with these.
But yeah, Cap's trying to climb that ladder to the plane. You know, deflecting all the bullets and spears with one arm with his shield, and carrying Diamondback over his shoulder on the other side.
Deflecting everything.
And this will not be the last time her ass is in his face tonight, kids.
Yeah.
So they get up and but then once they get up there, Cap. Well, first there's a mysterious figure in the shadows in the trees.
Yeah, who's that? I wonder.
If it was a few years later, I'd say it was Kane, but. But he asked John, he says, did you see a strange aircraft leaving here about like 10 minutes ago? He says, yeah, but it disappeared. I guess they have cloaking screens. But yeah, Cap's like, yes, we just go after the next Bloodstone. He says, set a course northeast of here and let this baby rip.
Good thing it can go fast.
Yep. And then back on Zemo's ship, we see Tristan Macabre help them get out of that cave, that secret entrance where Cap came out. I love Zemo. He's like asking him, he's like, why did you not warn us the accursed Captain America and that insipid snake woman would show up here?
Snake woman.
He says, I'm clairvoyant, not precognitive, Baron. I read the present, not the future. He says, by the time he figured out, they were there. He's like, you guys were already in there. I love it. He says, you were already in the jungle, negotiating with the tribesmen for their cult.
Hostile negotiations.
And Zemo's still wearing that neck brace, but they've colored it purple to match his outfit here.
Yes, yeah.
So Zemo's talking about, next time they interfere, we'll kill him. So they already
snaps at Machete.
Yep.
Who thinks to himself, "Caramba, I am working for un loco."
Yeah, because
you're only now figuring that out.
We asked him why he's after the Bloodstones, and he's like,
"Never question me."
Although they kind of dropped a hint while they were in the pit.
Yes.
One of Zemo's thought bubbles, yeah.
But he didn't share that with anybody else.
No. So then they're Cap and Diamondback and John show up.
Bermuda.
Yeah, Bermuda.
The Bermuda Triangle, which makes sense. Yeah.
Because this Bloodstone fragments, it's in I guess a crashed airplane.
Airplane, yeah.
Bermuda Triangle. So Cap says he's going down, asks Diamondback to go look for, Zemo.
And this is the best here.
There's a bunch of boats here, so.
Yeah, this is the best here that happened. That's coming up here with this couple on this boat.
Oh yeah, because she comes up on this
my God.
boat. The woman's sunbathing topless, and then the guy comes out and he's like, "Ooh, what do we have?" He's basically like checking out Diamondback. Meanwhile,
what do we have here? And then
his wife, girlfriend, whatever, is just like right there.
She's pissed. She's like, "That is the punkiest looking scuba suit I ever saw."
Well, yeah, it's like pink to match her hair, and it's all ripped up already.
Yeah. Waterproof though.
And she's like, I went scuba diving and lost my friend's boat. So the guy said, we'll drive you around.
We'll see more of them in the next issue. And
exactly. Meanwhile, several hundred meters below.
Yeah. Another fight happens.
Yeah, Cap sees Batroc and his brigade coming out of the plane.
Yeah.
They're shooting like harpoons at him as he's deflecting with the shield.
Yeah.
And Batroc takes off, and Cap's like, he must have the Bloodstone fragment. But even fighting them, as they're trying to harpoon him, Cap's like, gotta be careful and knock anyone out down here. They're likely to drown.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to disarm him.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Batroc can't get to the surface because, there's a shark.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, there's more sharks.
So he swims back to them because he can only think, Mesame, we have company. And that's our cliffhanger, the sharks.
That's our cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Although oh god, it just occurred to me, and I guess we'll see as they go on and on here. But are we doing classic movie
Oh yeah.
cliffhangers? Because the last one could have been an Indiana Jones or something. This is Jaws.
Yeah, I know. It feels like that, doesn't it?
Which is cool
Big
for-
summer movie blockbuster cliffhangers.
Hello, Noel. Back to the dynamic duo. Just for one episode.
For one night only.
For 4th of July, in honor of 4th of July.
Yeah.
So we said Captain America and Lilith headed in the opposite direction as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
All right. So then, yes. Then we get to the backup again with U.S. Agent
Part 2 of Night of the Scourge.
Death Calling.
Death Calling.
So yeah, so he shows up at the power brokers and he gets to the house, goes in, sees all the power brokers guys shot.
Yeah. Some massacre in here.
And then the power broker's taking Vagabond to his bedroom. No kids. He says, "Get on the bed," and it's an elevator, which we last saw in Captain America 330.
All right. Yeah.
So it's been
It's been a while.
2 years. Yeah. Again, Grunwald's attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Scourge gets there just in time to see the trap door close. He starts shooting into the floor.
Yeah.
I love they're on the bed and power broker goes, hug the bleeping
Hug the
wall.
wall. Yeah.
So they get down to yes, of course, the little tunnel there with the little monorail, which we also saw in 330.
Yeah.
But then U.S. Agent gets up there enough to see Scourge's grappling hook go down as Scourge is already down there.
Yeah.
I love
follows him, but
it.
as soon as he gets down there, he's immediately fired upon.
I love this. The sound of muffled bullets is music to his ears.
Yeah. Yeah, once again, here's the big difference between him and Steve. He's spoiling for a fight.
So dark, no telling how deep the shaft is. Doesn't matter. Yeah, he just puts that shield on his feet and lets that that
Just
vibranium
stomps me down there.
shield take out the impact.
Yeah.
And then that's the cliffhanger for that one. Is Scourge just starts opening fire on him.
One issue, 2 cliffhangers.
Two for the price of one.
That's right.
All right, let's get to the next one here.
Part 4 of 6.
Yeah. All right. 4 shows you the cliffhanger. Even if Cap manages to beat Batroc, Zarin, and Machete, can he survive the deadly jaws of frenzied sharks? All right. So, and again, it doesn't look like that in the interior, but I like the dark background on that cover because it's like we're deep in the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
All right. So, Captain America 360, cover date October 1989. Blood in the Sea. Same team. Bob Sharon is still our colorist. And, of course, no synopsis. All right. The globe-spanning hunt for the legendary Bloodstone fragments finds Cap and Zemo on a South Sea island. But instead of the Bloodstone fragment, they might find death. For joining the hunt is a sinister fellow by the name of Crossbones.
Yes. We see him in this issue.
Mm-hmm. And in the backup, U.S. Agent for Scourge Part 3. Scourge is on the power broker's estate. Can the U.S. Agent interrupt him before he kills the power broker? Hey, that's my Roy dealer.
Leave him alone.
So again, this one picks up where the last one left off as Batroc's trying to get everyone's attention while they're fighting underwater.
Yeah.
And Cap sees it first, and he's like trying to get Zaren's attention. He's like, "Look behind you, idiot!"
Yeah. As soon as Zarin sees it, he's like, "Oh shit!"
So the three villains swim into this plane, and Cap hits one of the sharks in the head with his shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm trying to remember if it was this issue or last one. Yeah, because he said, "I gotta put my back into this," because he's like, again, trying to swing that shield underwater. He's like,
Yeah. Even with his strength, that's a challenge. Yeah.
He calls the shark jaws. So. So he goes in the plane, and then
the Batroc's Brigade have locked him out of the cockpit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, you see the skeletons of the flight crew and everything.
Yeah.
Cap's like just like banging on the door with that shield. I was like, "Come on, guys, cut me a little slack."
You cut me a little slack.
Should have known better than to expect an ounce of compassion from that trio of scoundrels.
Exactly.
So yeah, he's trying to find a place to hold up, and then Diamondback's still on that guy's boat. She sees
Yeah. And he
Zemo.
can't take his eyes off of her. He
Mhm.
is enamored with her. She gives him a kiss and takes off.
Yep.
And as soon as she's gone, the girlfriend goes out swinging.
Yeah, you see her balling up her fist.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So then, yeah, she climbs up on Zemo's boat and surprises him. Then he tries to pull his gun, and she hits him with a diamond.
Yeah, she gets the drop on Zemo. It's great.
Yeah, probably moving slower with that neck brace.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, but still,
Mm.
even if it was him at 100%, I think that he'd
Yeah,
find Diamondback more than a challenge.
but then, yeah, Tristan Macabre shows up with a machine gun. Or
Yeah,
a Uzi,
oops.
yeah. He's like, "No, woman, you will let go of the Baron at once or forfeit your life."
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Cap's still down there battling battling like 3 sharks
The
at the
sharks.
same time. Yeah, and then
and here's the most surprising part of the whole issue: he's saved by Batroc.
yeah, because he's like, "A pity so great a fighter must die so ignominiously." He grabs one of Machete's knives and swims out. And again, they've kind of painted him as like an honorable villain before.
Yeah,
Because that last Grunwald's last issue, he sits down for a talk with Batroc and tells, because Cap thinks he's dying. He's like, one of my greatest regrets is like none of my foes have never reformed, and because they're not as popular as Spider-Man's villains.
right.
And I think Batroc says something about trying to give it a try, but no writer ever picks that up. I think it's
Mhm.
a while before you even see Batroc again, and he's back to his evil ways.
Yeah.
Noel, the voice of maturity. You said Shaft. So let's see. Batroc goes out and helps Cap. He stabs one of the sharks in the head, and
Of course
even Cap's
causes
surprised. He's like, "Why would he expose himself to danger to help
Yeah.
me?"
Why would he do that? Causes the other sharks to go into a feeding frenzy on the dead one, and then they're able to make their escape.
Mhm.
But back up on the boat, Tristan Macabre's got the machine gun trained on Diamondback, and she goes, "You don't scare me, Short. You try to shoot me with that thing, I can guarantee you the Red Baron here will take half the slugs for me."
Mhm.
I love how she calls him the Red Baron. It's great.
Then that guy and his girlfriend show up again, and the guy's like, "Oh, you forgot your diving gear." And Tristan Macabre's
He's got
like,
a black eye, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
His girlfriend's got a smirk on her face too. She just decked him.
Macabre's like, he's like, "Release the bear now, or these 2 Americans will die messily."
Messily, yes.
And Diamondback's like, "Oh, he ain't bluffing. Got to do something." So she whips a diamond right at his forehead and knocks him out.
She takes it right off of her ear.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
Then Cap's still battling sharks in the ocean, and the villains have finally taken off because Batroc's thinking, "I can do no more for Capitan without jeopardizing my own worthless hide." So yeah, the villains get up to the boat. They see Macabre's been knocked out, and then they see Diamondback's got Zemo. She's like, "Yeah, put all your hands up."
Here's where things go south.
And she wants to know where the Bloodstone fragment is. She goes, "Tell me, or the Baron here gets a couple dozen new eye holes in his funky mask." And Batroc says, "In my belt." And she says, "Good, take it out slow." And Zemo's like, "Don't do it. She already has my other 2 fragments." So
Yeah, they play dirty here. They throw the fragment, making her reach for it.
yeah, it takes the gun away from Zemo, and that's when Zarin throws like a dagger or something and stabs her in the shoulder.
Yeah, and then Zemo punches her, and she falls into the water, and they just leave her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Oh, she dropped the fragment and my case with the 2 bloodstones in it, so they don't care about her." And then, Zemo picks up the newest fragment, but then he opens his case, and the 2 he had are gone.
Yeah.
She stole them.
She stole them, so he's only got 1 fragment.
Mm-hmm. But then, like a mile back, Cap swimming to the surface and sees Diamondback just floating in the water with her shoulder bleeding out.
Yeah, she's not in good shape, but he rescues her.
Yep.
John picks them up with the rope ladder.
Once again, Cap has to climb the ladder with one hand, hold her with the other arm.
Yeah.
Again, ass and
He's
face.
getting some practice with this.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's when we have our very first ever glimpse of Crossbones.
Yeah, because he's watching all this through binoculars. Yep. So this is the first appearance of Crossbones, kids. 360.
The first time I saw him, you know who I thought he was? I thought he was in this issue, that panel. I thought he was Bushman.
Oh.
Moon Knight's
Because of the
nemesis.
skull face thing.
The skull face and
Mhm.
like the tassels coming off the back, like I thought it was Bushman. But
Well, do you remember, like, in the letters pages for the longest time, people were debating that was Crossbones really D-Man?
yes, I do remember that. Yes.
Because they're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe he's got amnesia, or maybe he blames Cap for not saving him, or something, you know.
Yeah. He's got all these facial scars, so it could
Mhm.
have been like after he got thrown off the plane. Like, yeah. I do remember that. Yeah. For a while I was like, ooh, I wonder if that really is it. I wouldn't put it past that to happen,
But, man, they left D-Man and dangling for a while there.
yeah, that was like what, 3 or 4 years? Something like that.
Oh, good. I think they got, like, a quick glimpse of him in, like, maybe Frozen in Ice in 384, but then I don't think he makes, like, a full appearance again until, like, 400.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. 400, yeah.
So he disappeared
was
in
a
349, so that was like 50 issues.
Yeah, it's some big milestone issue. Yeah.
So Diamondback wakes up and so she tells him all about the whole thing with Zemo, and she goes, yeah, Zemo got the Bloodstone fragment from Bermuda, but she has the other two.
Yeah.
I love, surely I deserve a kiss for that. And he's like, Diamond, I was just kidding. Jeez, can a girl make a joke around you?
Yeah, Cameron Dwyer has such a great mastery of like facial expressions. Like, all of the facial expressions that Diamondback makes are just so great, so good.
Yeah, you could almost like tell the story yourself in your head just from the pictures. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah, you don't even need the words. Yeah, but thankfully you have it both. Yeah, and then they head over to ancient Egypt.
That's right.
Yeah, the Sphinx.
But he keeps telling her, he's like, if your shoulder act up, let me know. We're going to go back to the plane. And she's like, yeah, sure, Cap. And she's thinking, yeah, let you think I'm a wimp? Never.
Well, she's going to regret that decision in a second.
I know, because they're walking through the tombs here. And then, another trap door opens up.
Yeah, here's some more Indiana Jones stuff right here.
This time it's snakes. I hate snakes.
Yeah, I hate snakes. And scorpions and who knows what else. Spiders. I love these cliffhangers. It's so good.
Yes. Yeah, they're definitely snakes, because...
I don't think those are tentacles.
Not in this story.
No. So, yeah, that's that cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And then back to the U.S. agent.
Part 3, Night of the Scourge.
That's right. So, yeah, U.S. agent's hiding behind that shield as Scourge is firing on him. Big grin on his face on that first
Yeah,
page.
he loves it.
Oh, yeah.
He's in his element right here.
Because he kind of like, he does like almost like a slide. Like he gets it, like, kind of spins and his feet go first. But he's whipping his shield and basically
he slings it as he's sliding.
Cutting Scourge's gun in half. And again, it's so cool here because it's like, if this was Steve Rogers, the shield would just bounce off a couple walls and come back to him. After the shield cuts the gun in half, it hits the wall and, like, in front of or behind the Scourge, hits the floor and kind of just like slides back, like back and forth, back back to U.S. agent. It's like a move Steve Rogers wouldn't do.
Yeah, it's totally different movements, and the way that he destroyed the gun too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I think it would have went off in Scourge's face, and he was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then the Power Broker and Vagabond have gotten to his lab.
Yeah, trying to put some metal doors between themselves and Scourge.
Which we've also seen this lab from 330 when the Power Broker tried to over-augment D-Man and basically drove him nuts and tried to have him kill Cap.
Yeah.
And then, Vagabond's asking him, what are we going to do? And he's like, we wait and pray that these doors are strong enough to keep whoever slaughtered all my groundsmen out of here. But yeah, Scourge is looking through his infrared scope, sees U.S. agent and goes, that's Captain America! He's like, then that was his shield that destroyed my gun. But he even says, he doesn't want to hurt Cap. We have the same mission, sure, Jan. But just as surely as Captain America captured my predecessor, he will try to stop me. So Scourge just opens fire on like a bunch of crates and stuff and brings this whole pile of stuff down on the U.S. agent.
Yeah, everything down on him.
So we just see the hand and the shield hanging out of it.
Yeah.
But then
And then he wires up some explosives to the door.
Oh, yeah, because he's like, you think a several-inch thick steel door will keep me out? Ha!
Ha! Yeah, I am nothing if not prepared.
That's right. And then he blows up that door.
Yep.
All right. So
It's wild.
good action on both these stories.
Yeah. Non-stop action. Yes.
All right. So, oh, man, we're already up to part 5.
Yeah.
All right. So 361.
Love it. Look at that cover. It's so good.
I know. Look at that. There's the fear on Diamondback's face.
Yeah. And you have the cameo of the living mummy in the background. Oh,
Yep.
man, it's fantastic.
All right. That's all right. Captain America 361, Layer of the Living Mummy. I'm surprised Grunwald didn't go with some title like "Whose Mummy Are You?"
Yeah.
Cover date November 1989. Oh, same team except this time we have Bob Sharon and Greg Wright as colorists.
Okay.
So they're teaming up here, probably because they're killing everybody with this twice a month.
Yeah.
Jazz.
Twice a month. I can't imagine how much work that was.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
All right. So yeah. So yes, we ended the story last issue. Yeah, Cap and Diamondback are falling into this pit full of snakes.
Other venomous creatures.
So yeah, Cap tells Diamondback to tuck into a roll, and Cap hits the ground and catches her. I love. She's like, Cap, I can't believe it. He's like, save it, Diamond, and up you go, and throws her back up.
Throws her back up. Yeah, and
But,
she
she
kind of strains the injury from the last issue.
Yeah, because she has to use both arms to pull herself up.
Yeah,
But she's really about to strain it.
yeah,
But even Cap saying his chainmail's starting to wear thin, so yeah, he's
Yeah.
worried about some of these snake bites. But Diamond yells, Cap, I'm braced, leap for my hand. And she thinks, oh, bleep, this is going to hurt.
Yeah, she knows.
And Cap's thinking, I don't know about this. He's like, I don't know about this. I think I can make the 15-foot standing high jump, but can Diamond's arm take my 240 pounds?
Ugh.
I know sir now who could take that weight, son.
Yeah.
And Cap's thinking, it's my best bet. You know, the trap door's starting to close. So he jumps and grabs her arm and just hears.
And then you hear,
Ah!
yeah. Oh, poor Diamondback.
She's just like,
it just looks so painful.
mhm. And then Cap's shield kind of gets wedged in the trap doors to shut. He's like, that
Yeah.
it'll keep. Ain't go nowhere. So yeah, but she dislocated her shoulder, so Cap has to pop that shoulder back in.
Yeah, ouch.
That's not what she wanted you to pop, Captain. But the pain causes her to pass out, and then
Understandably so.
yes,
Yeah.
Cap's kind of giving a really quick, like 2-panel synopsis of the story and his thoughts here.
Yeah.
But he's trying to yank that shield out of the trapdoor. He's like, oh, that's not my skull-o-meter in this spill. He's like, I'm not losing you too.
That's right. Yeah, he doesn't have the skull-ometer anymore.
But then he turns around for Diamond, and she's gone.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
But then Zemo and his boys arrive outside.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a little bit of a scuffle between Batroc's brigade because Zarin makes an offhand comment about Batroc. He goes, because they still can't understand why he saved Captain America the previous issue from the sharks. And Zarin says, I think you're going sweet on the American after all these years.
mhm.
And Batroc doesn't fly and leap at him, and he says, never call Batroc anything but a ladies' man. She wishes to keep a full set of teeth, comprende? I love it. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. But even Batroc, he's like, why don't we just let them collect the rest of the Bloodstones and then steal them from them? And Zemo's like, he don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
It's like, it's too risky to let them have 4 while I have but 1.
Yeah.
So then Cap's looking for Diamondback, and he finds a shred of old cloth, like a mummy wrapping. So
In a pyramid in ancient Egypt? You don't say.
I know. And then, yes, he finds the secret door, and he sees this A 7-foot mummy hunched over Diamondback.
So he immediately attacks because, you know.
I guess
What you
it's he's
do.
hurt her, but yeah. The thing quickly backhands Captain America away.
Flying, yeah.
He's like, another Hollywood myth shattered. Mummies do not move slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, he grabs a torch and's trying to keep him back, but even Cap tosses the torch away. He's like, mind telling me what you're trying to do with the woman? Or is it in the vocabulary department? So they're kind of going at it, and then he's like, wait a minute, what's that on her shoulder? Leaves? He's like, herbal medication or mummification treatment? So him and the
Mephisto's
mummy.
mushrooms.
Oh. I hear they have, not only are they rejuvenation, but they give you superpowers.
Nothing will ever be as good as Mephisto's mushrooms.
Lilith can lift, kill, and bury a full-grown man.
Nothing will ever be as good as Mephisto's mushrooms.
Oh my god, can you imagine if she buried a guy and it was just like...
Mommy, daddy! Dick is better every single way.
It's the most joyful I've ever heard her.
Dick is better every single way.
We were talking about Dick Grayson.
I think so, yeah.
Be better than Bruce.
Oh, what were we talking about, Dick Grayson?
Yes, daddy!
Speaking of Dick Grayson.
Look at my butt.
Yeah. Nothing but Nightwing.
That's right. So, yeah, Cap sees, I guess the mummy was trying to heal Diamondback, and I love we see, Batroc and the others are waiting outside for Captain America, and Zaren's like, oh, there might be a back door to this place. He's going to take a look around.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the mummy has Cap off the ground and strangling him.
Strangling him.
Just lifting him 240-pound man like he's nothing.
Yeah. But he's able to get free finally.
But then the mummy gets distracted because Diamondback's starting to wake up, and Cap jabs the mummy in the windpipe with his shield.
And then I love this detail because Diamondback's teammate in the Serpent Society, Asp, is Egyptian. So she just casually picked up some Egyptian from from Asp, which she remembers, and she's able to communicate with the mummy a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to, because this mummy's from another story too, right?
Oh yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Trying to look this up.
The Living Mummy. He used to be in.
First appearance, Supernatural Thrillers #5 from 1973. Yeah,
one of those no-name books that they just had, just whatever. It was horror of the monster of the week or whatever. Yeah.
Look at this. Created by Rick Buckler and Steve Gerber.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot about that. Steve Gerber. Yeah, The Living Mummy's cool. That was another one they talked about on Bronze Age Monsters. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so Grunwald pulling out all the old Marvel monsters here.
Love it. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. And then they get another fragment of the Bloodstone from the mummy.
Yeah, because
in those little curio box.
But yeah, Diamondback saying he's saying he thinks they'll restore him. I guess the Bloodstones demummify him. I guess. And Cap's like, "Well, tell him there's evil men coming. We'll stop at nothing to steal his gem. He can take his chances with them or give it to us. If he does, tell him I promise to return all 5 fragments to him, provided they truly turn out to have restorative powers."
Yeah.
I remember this in the letters page too, because after the end of the issue, we'll get there, but things go down where Cap can't return any Bloodstone fragments, and everyone in the letters pages are like, "Did he ever go back and tell the mummy he ain't getting his Bloodstone back?"
Maybe they left that detail out.
Because Diamondback even says he just said that if you're lying to him, he will spend the rest of his immortal life hunting you down. Cap's like, "Tell him I never lie."
Yeah.
So, but then we see Zemo on the ship, and he even makes the comment about if he has to deal with these incompetents like Batroc, if it wasn't for his broken neck.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I miss most, we get the editor's note about Avengers 277.
Yes, there we go.
Which I was surprised in part 2, where, when Cap stumbles into the chamber and everything with all the dead bodies, that it didn't
Oh,
point you to the Bloodstone stuff, the Ulysses
Oh,
Bloodstone issues.
right. Yeah, there weren't. Yeah,
There was no editor's
there weren't.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there was one during the recap of
Oh, in the first part,
Ulysses. Yeah,
I don't.
of that stuff.
I don't think.
I don't remember.
But then, yeah, Tristan McQuarrie's just waking up after hitting the head with that diamond.
Yeah, that took him out. Yeah.
Well, he basically just wakes up long enough to tell Zemo someone else wants the Bloodstones. 2 others. And he's like, who? And then, yeah, we see. Oh, this is when John Jameson's hovering above even like Zemo's ship, and he's thinking about the Bloodstones, and it reminds me of the Moonstone I once wore.
Yeah, eerily similar.
Which we also covered some Moonstone stuff, or
We
some
did.
animal stuff, yeah.
We did last year.
Okay, my question is, yeah, because in the back of the ship we see Crossbones peeking his head out. How did Crossbones get on the Cap ship?
Yeah, I don't know, because he was watching them from the boat.
Because I don't think they've landed this plane once. I mean, Cap keeps having to like climb up the ladder with Diamondback's ass in his face.
Maybe John Jameson was taking a nap, and
Maybe.
Things happen.
Maybe thinking about
It
stones.
was a long flight to Egypt.
Thinking about all them stones. So the mummy shows Cap and Diamondback like a back way out, but then they're attacked. First Zarin is throwing daggers at them. Diamondback gets hit in the leg again.
And I love this wordplay that Cap. He's like, Zarin, I've had it with the size of yours. And he says, try this on for size. Throws his shield at him.
So I missed that Grunwald
So good.
dialogue.
Me too.
But yeah, then we
Okay.
see the Cap ship is coming because Cap signaled John, so they both jump on the ladder, and Diamondback's like, we did it. And Cap's like, he's like, yeah, don't worry about climbing, just let the winch will reel us in. But then Zemo's ship comes in guns ablazing,
Guns blazing,
already
man.
cutting up that ladder.
Yeah.
So. But then back with U.S. Agent, Night of the Scourge
Yep.
Part 4. Yeah.
We continue.
Scourge has blown open that steel door. Well, at least the first one, because it seems there's a second door.
Yeah.
And the power broker's all panicked because he's like, there's no way to stop him. We're trapped like rats. But he's activating all this equipment, and Vagabond's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm energizing the physical augmentation device. I'm going to undergo the process. And she's like, I thought you said that was risky. He's like, Miss Lyons, if I don't take it, I'm certain to die. If I do take it, I have a 50-50 chance of the process working on me without side effects.
Yeah.
A chance to become strong enough to whip that killer's bleep.
He's willing to take that chance.
Tells her to turn everything up to maximum.
And that's where he went wrong. Turning up to max.
Remember, that's what he tried to do with D-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
He
D-Man
should've
pretty
learned
much,
from that
D-Man had like a
mistake.
heart attack when he did it.
Yeah. He should have learned from that mistake and just dialed it up to like 80% or whatever.
And then Scourge finally blows through that second door, and then we see the power broker getting bigger. He's ripping through his suit, and then he tells Vagabond, I need a little more time. So she basically strips down to a red and white striped bathing suit, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm just an innocent bystander, she says.
But I wonder if Grunwald had other plans, because she's here going, God help me, I don't want to die, not here, not now, not without knowing, and she gets cut, and the thought gets cut off.
Oh, well, remember there was in the U.S. Agent miniseries that we covered, there was that whole plot line with her brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Her brother who like OD'd or something, and there was...
Yeah, because I know we had seen the brother
I feel
before.
like it had something to do with that.
Maybe she was trying to track him down again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Scourge comes in and she's like, "Don't shoot! I'm just an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
I'm not a friend or anything. I just came here to ask him about the augmentation thing." He's like, "Is that so?"
Scourge is like, "What's the meaning of your provocative garb? Did that soon-to-be dead slime ball force you to?" She's like, "Yeah."
I know. She's like, "Wait a minute. No. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, yeah, sure, yeah.
But even then, he's like, "Out of my way. I'll determine your fitness to live in a minute." And then he's like,
Finds
first
the
things
power
first.
broker.
Yeah, he goes looking for the power broker. And we don't see the power broker, but we see Scourge's mask. He's like, well, look at you. Justice is served, power broker.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Another cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah. Because again, in that original story around like 3:30 and stuff, yeah, I mean, we saw what happened when that process goes awry. I mean,
Yeah.
the sewers of LA were filled with freaks, like deformed test subjects.
Yeah.
All right, so conclusion.
Yeah, part 6.
Conclusion to both stories. All right, so Captain America, and I like that cover because it kind of like it's a red herring.
Yeah, it is a total red herring.
Because it's like Zemo Ascendant, but it's like which Zemo?
Which Zemo? Yeah,
because you don't see helmet on the cover there, so it's like which Zemo?
Yeah.
All right, so come on, baby, come on, last one. How about a synopsis? Son of a bitch. All right, Captain America 362, cover date November 1989. Necromancing the Stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be on the hard drive of some of my colleagues. So.
Part 1 and 2.
Oh my! I love that's your new thing. Part 1 and 2. Gregory Wright back to being the sole colorist.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's Captain America against Crossbones, Baron Zemo, and Batroc's Brigade. Who will possess the Bloodstone? Plus, U.S. Agent Burst Scourge Part 5, the true origin of Scourge. Yeah, right.
Not the true origin.
I know.
We won't discover that until the U.S. Agent series.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we pick up where we left off. Cap and Diamondback are dangling from this slowly crumbling ladder coming out of the plane.
Yeah. Getting attacked by the ship.
And John's like, I don't know what to do. There's only one option. Hope you have one heck of a grip, Cap, as he fires the thrusters and does a loop over Zemo's ship.
Hang on.
And Zemo's ship just decides to take off. So they get up into the ship, and John's even like, sorry about that, loop de loop, but I didn't know any other way to shake Zemo. And Cap, no harm done, we're safe. And we've got our third Bloodstone fragment. Zemo's only got one. But then he's like, oh no, it must have fell out of my belt where I tucked it.
Uh-oh.
And Diamondback's like, never mind that. Look at your leg. You've been shot. He's like, so I have. Give me the first aid.
I don't have time to bleed.
I mean, I think secretly Diamondback's like, oh, thank God. Finally, he takes a hit.
Yeah, I thought he was invincible for a second.
Between her, like,
but
her shoulder and...
dislocating the other shoulder.
I know she at least got grazed with a blade to her thigh or something. Yeah.
Yeah, by Zarin. Yeah. And then they're being watched from the shadows again.
So yeah, Cap says that he's gonna check the skullometer and see if they can track down that fragment of Bloodstone, or if it just makes sense to go to the last one.
Yeah.
But nope. Zemo's boys have it. So and Tristan Macabre is just going in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
But the next
Diamondback did a number on him, man. That wasn't a joke. Yeah.
Well, at some point was it last issue or here somewhere? I think doesn't Zemo or someone say, she gave you a concussion with that diamond.
Oh yeah.
But then the next one, were they in Tokyo?
Yeah.
But yeah, because Batroc's boys are saying this doesn't make sense. So far, we located bloodstone fragments in caverns beneath Manhattan, the Amazon jungle, the Bermuda Triangle, the Egyptian desert, all remote places. Why Tokyo? One of the most crowded places on Earth. And I think Batroc's like, you don't realize these are all places of death. The chamber of the conspiracies, the Incan sacrifice wheel, the sunken airliner, and the Pharaoh's tomb. Because he's like, wherever we find it here, it's going to be a place of death. I love one of them goes, just so it's not ours, bats.
Yeah, preferably.
So so then they break into the back of this restaurant, I think, and I don't know, what is this, like
some type of like religious ceremony taking place here.
Yeah,
and they're using the fragment as part of the ritual. And
I mean, unless they're thinking they can use it like Zemo was planning on using it, but I don't know.
Yeah, and this is so brutal here. Like they take out all of these martial arts dudes that try to attack them.
Oh yeah, because the old guy says they've come to take the resurrection stone for the life of Boss Laos. So yeah, I think they're thinking they're going to resurrect their boss here.
Yeah. And they just indiscriminately kill a bunch of these dudes. But then this is the real brutal part. The old man swallows the stone.
Oh, yeah.
And Machete watches him do it, and he goes, Senor, that was a very stupid.
As that knife's like coming up over half his face, like, yeah, that was a stupid move.
Yeah. And Machete comes back with the fragment, and you can't see that it's blood because it's black. Because
yeah, a lot of times in this era, they would like color blood black for some reason.
Yeah, comics code. Yeah. But he says the old man surrendered the Bloodstone with some reluctance.
But then they run into Captain America when they run out in the alley, and he says, "I got 2. You've got 3 parts. I got 2. Tell your boss if he wants my share, he's going to have to negotiate." Oh, the Machete. We should just take it from him. And Batroc's even like, "You think he's foolish enough to be carrying them?"
Yeah, we should take it from him.
Yeah, Batroc says, "Let me contact Zemo," and he says, "Yeah." The Z-Veteran says, "I should give you the communicator. When you return to your ship, contact him, and he'll give you directions to a meeting place." Hey, Captain, where's your bimbo?
Yeah, bimbo.
He's like, "We've had a parting of the ways," and I guess she's Diamondback's following them.
She's listening in, and she's like, "Derek, who's he calling a bimbo?"
Exactly. So 2 hours later, they're meeting on the lip of an inactive volcano.
Another place of death.
And Cap's like, he hasn't heard from Diamondback. So he's like, did she manage to stow aboard unnoticed, or did they discover her and holding her hostage? I better assume I'm on my own. And John's like, anything I can do? And he's like, just be ready to take off at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
So
again.
So Cap comes out ready to negotiate, and Zemo's like, he's like, no. He's like, you're gonna surrender your 2 gem pieces, or I'm gonna blow up a city block in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And Cap's like, is he bluffing? Would Diamondback have caught him if he had? He's like, I figured out he'd have some way to coerce me, but... So then we see, Diamondback's in Zemo's ship looking for the fragments, and then, oh, what's this, a coffin? Oh, who's this? She's like a very dead-looking stiff, dressed in a variation of Zemo's duds. Who is he, his brother? His dad? Right the second time.
Yeah.
So Cap tells Zemo he'll go get the fragments, but when he gets back to the ship, John's been knocked out. Because again, of course, Crossbones was hidden on that ship even after Cap got back aboard.
Yes. That man knows how to stow away. For a guy that size,
I know.
That's impressive. That's an impressive feat.
Because he's at least as big as Cap.
Yeah.
If not bigger.
Bigger, I think.
Yeah. So Cap has to go back out and says, Zemo, you know I'm a man of my word, and I would not jerk you around when thousands of lives are at stake. But he says, so please believe me when I tell you, while we were talking, someone overpowered my pilot and stole my 2 gem fragments. I've searched the whole ship. And Zemo's like, stay where you are. This is some kind of trick. Cap's like, there's no trick, I swear. Then all of a sudden, a big blast of energy from Zemo's ship.
Uh-oh.
And we see the figure of Zemo's father hovering over the ship. I live again.
I live again.
And Cap,
but it's not Zemo.
I know, because the first Cap's like, oh crap, it's the father, one of my deadliest enemies.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has the whole complete bloodstone on his forehead. That insipid cave dweller used his power to scatter my soul shards across this pathetic planet, meaning Ulysses' bloodstone. But I have been restored. And Zemo, Zemo doesn't seem to get that it's not his father.
Yeah.
Let fire trumpet my return. Let the world tremble for the might of the Hellfire Helix.
The Hellfire Helix.
Hellfire Helix. Jeez.
Mommy, Daddy.
Oh, I'm not gonna get tired of that ever, Lilith.
Yes, Daddy.
That's a new. Your mother's a whore. Jeez.
Yes, that's
Your
the best.
Mother's a whore.
Zemo, I'm not your father, and
Your mother's a whore.
Yeah, that too.
oh Lord, he's still like, Father, what are you saying? Love Cap. Well, you figure it out. I'll take your detonator.
I'll take that detonator. You're not blowing up a city block on my watch, Baron.
Machete.
The Batroc's Brigade decided to peace out. They're like, yeah, we didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, because They're like, how are we going to escape this place? And Batroc, I don't know. The ship's been destroyed. The volcano's about to erupt. We may be incinerated at any moment. So they take off.
Yeah, we can't spend this money if we're dead.
So yeah, Cap's about to try to take out the Bloodstone, and again, Zemo's still like, no, that's my father. But meanwhile, back in the ship, Crossbones has Diamondback pinned to the floor. He's like, what the devil did you do? Which, like, me? You're the one who brought the 2 other gems here. And he goes, what made them fly from my fist? You're asking the wrong chick, Skullface.
The name's Crossbones, darling.
He
And then he punches her right in the face. I'm like, yikes.
And as
remember the first time I read this, I was like, "Oh, this isn't Bushman from Moon Knight. This is somebody else."
And again, we'll learn closer to issue 400. These two have a history.
Yes, yeah. Diamondback doesn't realize it yet, but
nope.
Yeah.
And then he's thinking, it looks like I really messed up this assignment, shadowing these 2 teams of cretins around the world, only to have the prize wrenched from my hands last minute. How the deuce can I salvage something after this? So. I mean, I guess you can assume, but it's like I don't think we know he's working for the Red Skull yet.
Not yet. It's not revealed for quite a while.
Yeah. So yeah, Cap's throwing his shield at the dead Zemo, and he's like, "There, pitiful human worms! I shall cleanse your fetid planet with fire and blood."
Coming, Daddy.
That is Zemo's daddy, huh? And again, Zemo's like, it's your son, don't you recognize me? He's like, pathetic fool, I've taken the vacant body you so conveniently provided. He says, I have my own mind. And again, Zemo's still like, what have you thought? Why are you speaking this way? And Cap's like, yeah,
because I'm an alien.
And Cap's like, yeah, Zemo's in the process of losing his marbles. But if I don't want to lose this, I'd better... Oh, yeah, his shield almost goes in the lava.
Yeah, oops.
And then Batroc and his brigade are trying to, like, hitch a ride on Cap's airplane. They're trying to grab the landing gear, and they miss.
Yeah, oops. Yeah, this is a great conclusion here.
Oh, yeah. Basically, yeah, the Bloodstone's basically trying to hit Cap with these lava geysers. Yeah, Cap's like, you gotta help me, Zemo. And Zemo's still like, no, this is my only chance to raise my pocket.
He's shooting at him. He's shooting at Captain America as he's trying to save him.
He's still like, this is the only way to resurrect my father. And
the man you killed, he still blames him, Captain America, for his father's death. Yeah.
And Cap's like, I gotta shear that creature's skull off with my shield. He's like, may cost me my shield, may drop me into the lava, but it'll be worth it. And that's when Crossbones shows up, and as Cap whips his shield, Crossbones shoots his crossbow at the Bloodstone.
Yeah, he says, Cracklin' Rosie ain't in the boss's big picture. Son of a bitch must die. So she shoots him in the forehead with the crossbow.
Yep.
Yes, so cool.
So yeah, they blow the head off Daddy Zemo, and then
yeah,
Cap's holding Zemo, the other son Zemo, over the volcano or whatever, and he's like, hey, quit jerking around. And Zemo's hand comes out of his glove, and he falls down and going, Vater, I come!
I come! And that's the last time we see Zemo for quite a while until...
I know, I was trying to remember. Do we see him again before Thunderbolts?
It was, J.M. DeMatteis used him.
Oh, Spider-Man, yes.
When he was all crazy after this.
Yes.
Because it turns out there was some lava at the very base of this volcano. And he fell into it.
Because he didn't look pretty enough before.
Right, yeah. So now he's even more burned up. Yeah.
But again, this is the end of the Bloodstone hunt, but we still kind of get a cliffhanger because Diamondback's gone. Cap looking for her. He can't find her. I mean, spoilers, Crossbones out there, but...
Yeah, that doesn't resolve for another couple of issues.
At least 2 more. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, so it's like we get the end of the story, but there's still a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yep.
Again, just like part 1, it like started in the middle of the first issue.
Yeah. And that's really how it was for most of Mark Grunwald's run on this title, was that we truly went from one story to another. Like I don't ever remember a big pause or break in between stuff.
Well, I wonder if maybe he had to like kind of like move things along quicker than he was expected because like Acts of Vengeance is coming up.
Oh yeah, we got all these crossovers that he had to keep track of. Yeah,
He had to fight Biscuit of the Sea.
yeah. We have to cover that issue someday.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's one of my personal favorites. Yeah.
Might even be able to convince Lil for that. I'd be like, yeah, no, it's just
Well, maybe.
Justin's gonna be drooling over Namor. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. If it's just that one issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Lil, Justin's gonna be going.
Mommy, Daddy.
Teach me how to swim, Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. All right. So, yeah, the final part of the U.S. Agent backup, part 5.
Part 5. Yeah, this is it.
Won't get scourged again. As U.S. Agent, like, lifts the rubble off of himself and,
Won't get scourged again. I love it.
So, yeah.
And we hear the gun going off.
Pum, pum, yeah.
And Scourge says, bleed, pig, as he's attempted to blast him.
Well, yeah, because Scourge even says, he's like, I don't know what your machine did to you, but my custom-built armor-piercing bullets can penetrate anyone's flesh, including yours. But then Scourge hears the crash. He's like, he's like assuming, Captain America. I guess Captain America's coming.
Yeah.
So he comes running back out to where Vagabond's at. And,
you're not Captain America.
She's like, I ran away when he left me, but I doubled back when I heard that crashing noise. Yeah, I love. He's like, I have no quarrel with you, Captain, but if you take one step closer, I will remove the face of Jackson's bimbo here.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we've really hit our our bimbo quotient for this issue.
That's true. Yeah.
I love U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
First of all, my name isn't Captain. Second of all, you kill her and I kill you. Let her go and I may not. So yeah, it's definitely not Steve Rogers. And then Vagabond, I think, kind of does a back kick. Yeah, hits Scourge right in the twig and berries.
Yeah.
I love she kicks him, and then U.S. Agent Duck Woman.
Duck Woman.
As he
sends him flying into the next room.
Yeah. And I love Vagabond because again, last time she saw Steve Rogers, he was wearing this suit. She's like, "This isn't Captain America," but who?
Yeah. She could probably tell just from his body language.
Oh yeah, he's bigger than Steve Rogers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe the voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scourge is saying, "Stay back. I'm on the side of good, same as you. I only kill those who are evil." U.S. Agent, shut up.
Shut up.
And then he's like, "Where's Jax?" And he's like, "Oh my God, yes."
Then we see what has happened to this dude.
He's become so muscle bound he can't move. I mean, look at the size of his head.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, it almost looks like the Hulk, but I can't move a muscle. Better he had killed me than to live like this.
Yeah, that's gonna be awful.
Which we will get back to in the backups for next summer's bi-weekly story.
Streets
of Poison. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We pick up right where they left off with this story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then we see U.S. Agent leaving with Scourge, basically just carrying him by just dangle him over the sky cycle because Scourge is saying, "You should have let me kill him. He's evil. He deserved to die. He turned my brother Jake into a misshapen monster." And U.S. Agent, when I want to know your motives, I'll beat them out of you.
I'll beat them out of you.
But then all of a sudden, another Scourge must show up because right at midnight, that Scourge gets shot.
Yeah, dead.
I love that last panel because, again, this is U.S. Agent, especially early U.S. Agent.
Okay.
Faced with the choice of rushing the critically wounded Scourge to a hospital or searching the vicinity for the sniper who shot him, the U.S. Agent chooses the latter.
Yeah.
For over an hour, he scours the grounds of the power broker's estate, sprinkling the lawn with the serial killer's blood.
For an hour, he's driving around. He's flying around with this dude.
So he's just like holding this dead body of. God.
Yeah.
As he heads back towards Los Angeles, the U.S. Agent ponders the serial killing of the serial killer. And he wonders if the circle will ever be broken.
It's so funny.
I know. Yeah, he really hasn't found religion yet, kid. All right, Justin. So I know your thoughts, but tell us how great this story is.
Oh man, I love this. It's kind of like we were mentioning. It's like all the summer blockbuster movies distilled into a Captain America story. You've got this high stakes globe-trotting adventure with some great villains as well. You've got the introduction of a mysterious new foe that we don't know anything about yet. we get to see Baron Zemo's father in his old costume, like the dead body, for a hot second, and for a minute, I thought he was actually going to return briefly. I thought,
Yeah.
wow, we might actually see some resurrection action happening here. And for me, like, I never read any of this stuff with the original Zemo in it because it was way before my time. But
Yeah, I think
thought,
I
oh,
think
that'd
he
be
actually
really cool.
dies in like an early issue of the Avengers, I think.
Yeah, something like that, like in the Jack Kirby stuff.
'Cause I think he might have had like the original Masters of Evil.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was his. Yeah, but I thought for a minute I thought he was going to return.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously it turned out to be something else. But I liked that twist that it was the creature, the Hellfire Helix creature from the original Ulysses Bloodstone stuff. So we've got that whole full circle coming back to
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And then all the different locales, like we had Egypt, we had Japan,
Bermuda.
we had South America, and the weird catacombs with the conspiracy, like
Under Manhattan, yeah.
Yeah, it was just all these different weird locations, and it was all great, really high action adventure. Never in the course of this story was I ever bored. Like, oh god, can we just hurry up and get to the next part? I was always riveted and was like, wow, I can't wait to see what happens next year. This is great.
Oh, and for all you nerds out there like us, here's an Easter egg. On page 11 of this last issue, there's a sign in Tokyo that says Simon and Kirby, in an homage to the creators of Captain America, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Pretty cool.
You don't see that stuff anymore.
That's true. Little Easter eggs. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. I would recommend this story to anyone who's not really a fan of Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
And just be like, you know what? You don't even have to be to appreciate the story.
Because again, there's so many other characters in this, like all the villains. You got Diamondback. Got that U.S. agent backup.
Tristan Macabre. And then these great cameos like the Living Mummy and John Jameson. Like, yeah, it's great. It's all these different dynamics coming together to make a great story. And the artwork, my God, I think Kyron Dwyer is one of my favorite Captain America artists. Every time I read, like, Mark Grunwald, of course, he was on the title for so long. He worked with a bunch of artists, but Kyron is one of my favorites. I love his rendition of Captain America.
I know.
So much. And just the how he gets the physicality of all the fluid movements, like in that part 2 when Captain America's, or part 3 when Captain America's fighting all those Incan warriors, just how he illustrates the fluidity of the physical movements in stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
And
it's
I mean, and just being able to hold his own art wise with, I think, the guy who comes after him, Ron Lim.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, and he followed too a big actor. I think it was Paul Neary before.
Oh yeah, yep.
He came on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mark Grunwald worked with some really top caliber talent.
Yeah, for the longest time, just like writers and artists. I mean, Cap had some, wasn't getting the attention it deserved. The book, I mean, just from hell, even before DeMatteis, like Roger Stern and John Byrne.
Yeah,
like great artists on their runs and stuff.
I know. Yeah, he never got the recognition. It's weird. Yeah, and that stuff after Ron Lim with Rick Levins, I loved all that, and I felt like that should have been selling like hotcakes because those stories were so good.
Oh, but yeah.
For some reason, it just didn't do as well. But I still remember them fondly. So in my mind, they were all successful.
I mean, God. I mean, I never have the time anymore, but I would love to just sit down one day, well, maybe more than one day, and just like start at the Roger Stern run and read all the way through. Go all the way through, including Mark Waid's runs.
Yeah, do them all.
Skip Heroes Reborn. Go back to Mark Waid. Even get to Dan Jurgens. Jeez.
Skip some. I would skip some of Civil War. You know that. I would skip some of that. But yeah, I love all the eras of Captain America. For the most part, have some gems.
But there's like at least a good solid decade right there from like Roger Stern through like at least Mark Waid. Probably Dan Jurgens in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of this one, Phil?
Oh, I love it.
I mean,
I love
you've
these.
read this before.
I love these summer stories. This one, Streets
Yeah.
of Poison, Superior Stratagem,
Man and Wolf,
which we already covered.
Yeah. They were always so much fun, and that was really it. They're fun. I mean, Streets of Poison got kind of heavy at times,
and like I said, like a lot of modern comics, they'll give them 6 issues, but that's just to like justify like a trade and stuff. I mean, this is stuff that like truly earned 6 issues, especially you were getting two stories each issue.
2 stories, and it was a self-contained story arc, the Bloodstone Hunt. It wasn't just, a 6-part story that didn't really have a name to it.
Mm-hmm.
This was thematically thought out, as were all the other ones, like Streets of Poison and Superior Stratagem and Man and Wolf. Those were all deliberately thought out.
Oh, yeah.
And for a while, that was the thing. In the summer, they would do the bi-weekly stories when the kids were off from school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Good times.
I'd love to get. I love those summers. 1989. Get down to the newsstand.
Yeah.
Maybe mom and dad would buy you like 2, 3, 4 comics.
Yeah.
Again, that was the perfect time. Before they put taxes on all the paper crap. It's just like, and they were $1. It's like, you want 2 comics? $2.
$2. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, like when I did stuff with my family, like we'd be on our way to the beach or whatever, or to some hiking excursion or something like that, and we'll just stop at some store and be like, here's a couple bucks, go get a couple comic books so you have something to read on the way back. Like it was great.
Oh yeah.
It was so cool. Good memories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, we went long.
We did. I had a feeling that we would.
I figured too.
Yeah. There's a lot in this story,
and it's a good story. Yeah, but literally, it's like 2 stories. So.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, kids, thank you for joining us for another Marvel Tales. We'll get.
Yes.
I know Justin was saying maybe this time next year, but again, if we know ahead of time it's just going to be you and me, we're going to do another Marvel Tales.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, but next time, we're going to talk some DC because Will is going to come back, and not only are we going to talk new Green Lantern issues, but we're going to talk Adventures of Superman 473, which I was chomping at the bit to get to when we were doing Electric Mullet. So
I don't remember that one.
It's super. If you see the cover, you probably know it's like Superman's in the middle, Guy Gardner's in front of him, Hal Jordan's behind him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he splitting up a fight between Guy?
No. I mean, not on the cover there. No, they're all like kind of facing like a villain. Okay. Yeah, no, it's
all right. I don't remember that one, but I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I figured it'd be another good one to revisit, especially since Guy Gardner's gonna be in the movie. Yeah, that.
Oh, that one. Yes, I do remember that one. Yes. Okay, Dan Jurgens. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Green Lantern stuff, and of course it's Will's favorite Hal Jordan's in there. So
nice, covering all the bases.
Yeah, so that's next time. In a few days we'll get to that, and then in 1 week, Mark. Speaking of Cap writers, Mark Waid is going to be here to talk his current Action Comics run.
Love it.
Where he's basically doing a flashback. Yeah, so
yeah.
Another man who knows his comics history.
Absolutely.
I swear they don't let you in the comics if your name's Mark if you don't know your like history. So I think they said back in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, those were the two. It's like Mark Grunwald and Mark Waid. They were like encyclopedias of comic,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then after that, it'll be finally time for that Superman movie. So I know at least me and Lilith are seeing it, so we'll discuss that. And then I had an open slot the episode after that. So do we want to do a Jim Shooter tribute there?
Oh, yeah. We probably should do that. Yeah.
Because
that's a good opportunity for that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't heard, kids, we recently lost Jim Shooter. So
yeah, another comic book legend.
So so I don't know, about 4 episodes from now. So like about 2 weeks or so. Yeah, we'll we'll do our Jim Shooter tribute, and then and then the 2 weeks after that, we're going to do some Fantastic Four comics, maybe some lists. Yeah. Ray is going to join us for one of those.
Nice.
So,
I was hoping so, yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to cover comics or if we're going to do like, best stories, best villains,
We should do some, our personal favorites.
Yeah.
Some of our personal favorites.
So, So, yeah,
Yeah.
so after 2 episodes of that, then we're going to review the Fantastic Four First Steps movie, which I'm thinking we might get the Mole Man, because there was like oh God, is that Little Caesars or Domino's? Or I think it's Little Caesars.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, they did that ad.
Yeah, there's like a shot at Gigano. Yeah, so I don't think we're getting Mole Man, even if it's just like real quick at the beginning.
I might relent and see this Fantastic Four movie, because I heard that they're not doing any of the origin stuff.
Yeah, I think they said they're
all the origin stuff, and that was one of the main things that was keeping me from watching.
Okay.
I'm not going to watch another damn movie where they talk about how they get their powers. We all know how they got their damn powers. We don't need to see it in a movie again.
Yeah, I think they said they're going to be they've already been heroes for a while and stuff.
Yeah, if they hand wave the origin and just get right into it from the ground running, then I might go and see it.
They might do a quick flashback or something, but like if the Mole Man shows up in the beginning, I think it's going to be more like, oh God, the Mole Man. They're going to be like, oh, the Mole Man again.
Oh yeah. I don't want it to be too James Gunny either, and I know he didn't have anything to do with it, but that doesn't matter, because after he made that first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, if you look at every single MCU movie that's been made after that movie, they all start to follow that same formula.
Yeah, they try to sprinkle the humor in,
the witty banter and the iPod playlist with all the song references that are from a certain decade, and just all the little clips and quick edits. Like it's if you look at it and pay attention, it's a very distilled formula that they have been doing for the last 10 years now.
I don't think
that's why I'm bored with it. I'm bored of seeing the same old crap over and over again, just remixed with different actors and directors. It's not fun anymore.
I don't think they're going to get that jokey, especially once Galactus, the threat of Galactus rears his head.
Yeah, I would hope not. I mean, I don't want it to be dark and grim either.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be dark and grim, but
I want it to be fun. I'm tired of the witty banter, the stream of consciousness stuff. Just the nonsensical ramblings. I want to get back to the classic Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then after the Fantastic Four movie review, it'll be a Chichester chat again.
Yes, we can talk about issue 3 of Risk.
That's right, and that's going to be July. That's the rest of the July, kids.
Nice. We've got a great July coming up for you.
All right, so send us your thoughts, and you can send us your thoughts on the Bloodstone Hunt, some of your favorite Cap stories, or again, send us your thoughts on those upcoming movies. Superman's coming out, Fantastic Four, or send us your favorite storylines. Again, we're gonna have enough space to read those.
Absolutely.
And again, Mark Waid, you got any questions for Mark Waid, especially, he's writing like half the books at DC right now, so if you have any Mark Waid
time
DC,
to put in your questions.
Exactly. So all right, so email them to CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find us on pretty much all social media. You can help support us by buying merch on TeePublic and Spring. I already have an idea or two for maybe some new shirts, so just gotta get my lazy butt to do that. And again, Daddy's best friend demands that you ran the money on us to the cash app link. She's gonna kill me.
Daddy.
Gotta get the shots in while she's not here.
Yes, Daddy. Get juicy.
All right, so you know what gets us juicy? Send us free money through the Cash App link, Capes and Lunatics, or again, subscribe to our Patreon. You get at least one uncensored exclusive episode every month, and when you subscribe, like our friend Hootie here or Ray,
that's right,
our friend from Australia, you can request topics for us to discuss. Doesn't have to be comics. Again, we're trying to expand here, cover more pop culture, so anything, send us your requests. Again, money talks, so subscribe and send us your requests. Money goes to the front of the line. All right, so yes, find that. Subscribe at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, now this Justin the Owl. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. He's like, that's right, that's me.
That's me.
Hey, that's me. All right, so if you're like the rest of us, you can't get enough of Justin the Owl, you can always catch him on the Lost Library of Legends.
That's right. Every
Tell us about
month.
that.
Yep, you can find me there. I just put up a new episode, and there will be another one coming out. I'll be doing another episode of The Weeds of Crime, The Shadow comics as well. So be on the lookout for that.
Look at her arching that back. Hello there, my friends.
That's a man on some fun substances. All right.
You can tell right away.
Bigger boobies.
I love inebriated Justin.
I figured that I would give you guys a peek. Oh man, there is some TNA up in this bitch.
I love that
We're not gonna
one.
mince words, are we?
I've been able to use
love
these drops in a while.
We're not gonna mince words, are we? Fucking crazy!
That's right, kids. Come back next time because we're always
Fucking crazy!
Every time, every episode.
That's right. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us for another Marvel Tales. Again,
Yeah.
one day you will get more, I promise. But
We'll be back.
till then, we got too much stuff to do. Superman content, including a movie review. Fantastic Four content, including a movie review. We got a Chichester chat. Our friends Will and Ray will stop by again.
Yeah. And even in August, we got more like this.
Yeah.
Busy summer for us.
And again, if you got requests for August, tell us what you want to get.
Yeah.
Tell us how we can torture Lil for more content. All right, kids. Come back next time.